So I think cloud computing has the capability of enabling video management to areas that want to buy video management as a service. So your smaller size distributed corporate areas and your mom and pop shops, your convenience store shops, places that just need 2 to 6, maybe 8 cameras that don't have the IT infrastructure or the knowledge to be able to set up the system and run it and manage it, they would be able to buy this and service. Software as a service in the cloud could enable that. And we start seeing some capabilities that are being able to deliver that. And we could see some of the software, Milestone software, actually being used as a backend for this. Yeah, so a number of cameras are coming out with SD storage, onboard storage at the edge. And apart from having your one-off camera that has its own storage that you can go and look at in a small installation where it's a standalone recorder on its own with a certain time of storage, this could also be used for network failure recovery. So it can be integrated into a video management system so that if the network failed, you would be able to start recording locally, and then once the network's back, you could then have that recorded video downloaded to the video management system so that there was no breakage in anything that was recorded, and that way you get a lot more resilience and redundancy in the system. And that's the main benefit of that feature that we see going forward. Yeah, so the question is about mapping. Mapping is a very good feature for more complex installations. Very often you'll have changing guards, changing people that use the video surveillance system, or even the people that normally use it. It could be so complex that they don't really understand where the cameras are. And what a really good mapping application enables is that you can map out where the cameras are on some kind of a map that you import into the system. It could be an MJPEG or any other type of picture that you pull into the GUI, the user interface, and you can actually put the cameras onto this so that the user will know where the different cameras are and what the field of view is, so that they understand when they look at a camera where they're looking, and if that camera that's situated there is actually functioning or not functioning. So it does give you a much better situational awareness for the user and a much easier learning curve for new users into the system. Okay. And you did also ask if this was being used, and what we've seen is that we've seen a tremendous uptick in applications where they use the mapping function. So it's not just a tick in the box, it's actually something. I think if open source was going to be a major factor in the video management area, that we would have already seen it. I can't remember the names, but I think early on that there were some open source initiatives. What we're seeing is that the need for using the services that you get in an operating system like Windows is bigger than what you could actually trade off by using a Linux or other operating systems that lend themselves to open source. Most of the Linux-based solutions that have tried to succeed in this area have had way too large a development cycle in order to follow the speed of innovation, meaning that in order to get things to work, you have to develop all the way down to the kernel to supply the same level of functionality that you get off of the standard services in an operating system like Windows. And therefore, the Windows-based systems have been the ones that have proliferated best and been able to deliver best value to end users. And that gives you differentiation from what an open source application could do towards a non-open source where you pay for support and updates. So the short answer is, as we see it, we believe in the paid for support and paid for upgrades rather than the open source where it's a community that gets together and they do it on their own because of the functionality and the need for quality of service and QA in the applications.